Okay.
And it's on.
We got a red dot?
Red live dot.
We got a red live dot. Let's go find it. Make sure everything's good to go. Okay. Our internet is just a wee bit slow because we're borrowing it from down the hall, which is good. There we go. Reloading. And, oh, it's saying live here. Folks, we're trying to queue this up now. That way, if you do have comments or questions throughout the course of this show, then we should be able to see those at least. But yeah, we got a red dot right now. So hi, welcome to our next drop-in coverage. And here we are live at Desert Song Massage Therapy. I said that correctly. I didn't say it right last night. And I am here with Dorothy, and she has invited us to come and experience this beautiful little, what do you call it? Is it a space?
Sort of a Zen relaxation spot.
Zen location, okay? They're located in Cuyahoga Falls, but they do not publicize their address per se because they don't do walk-in appointments. So they want you to make sure that you book in advance so that nobody comes banging on the door when you're in the middle of a massage. Text message. That's right. All right, so we'll get this queued up here in just a sec, folks. So when that's done, we can get started though. So hi.
Hi, how are you today?
I am just wonderful.
Good.
And so you and I have, we've known each other for quite some time, and I've known that you've done this, and I've been very open with you in regards to massage. Okay, it's not.
We talked about it.
It's not something that I do. It's probably something that I could benefit from. So yeah, just to give you a brief background. All right. So well, first of all, let's talk about the space first. Okay. So when did you get? Well, first of all, you're a LMT. Is that correct?
That's right. A licensed massage therapist.
Licensed massage therapist.
State of Ohio Medical Board.
Okay. So then at some point you got this idea that you just wanted to have your own space. So tell us Tell us that story.
Well, I think the progression was kind of like when I first started out doing massage therapy, when I was just coming out of school. I had a lot of wonderful friends who, had me come to their homes. Is how it started. And I would do, older ladies kind of, who liked that, kind of convenience. And there's awesome people who encouraged me and helped me along the way, and I would come to their homes and they would tell their other friends about me. And so there was like this jealousy circle that started where like one lady would get a massage and she would tell her friends and they would be like, oh my gosh, I'm calling her. And so word of mouth, and I think experiencing, like what we're doing today, is the best way to find out about massage.
A jealousy circle.
The jealousy circle continued. And then from there, it just became more convenient. You're dealing with people's, children, maybe their pets, and they get very curious about massage when their person is getting massage in the home. They come over to check things out. I don't have a problem with that at all. There's been cats on my table, all that kind of thing. And it was great for the people, convenient for them. But for me to haul my table, I had some kids in between there, so I needed a space that was just, I could go in, and it's good to get away from your house sometimes. Come someplace else, away from your stress, whatever's going on, and just get away and deal with, whatever kind of pain you might have. So.
Well, and I will say that this place is very cozy. And I like the fact it doesn't have windows, so it's more secluded. It's got a dark feel to it. When you walk in, it's very inviting, kind of like a cave. And,
yes.
You're going with the whole desert thought process and theme, and it does fit that. And I put, if you haven't looked yet, I put a couple pictures of the inside of the space up on 330 on Instagram. So if you want to check that out, you can see what it looks like. So we have two locations right now. The place kind of split in half. The ones, she's got the typical massage bed over to the side, and I'm sitting on what I believe is called a shiatsu mat. Is that correct?
That is correct.
All right, so let me hit the button here, and hopefully we can bring this up. And that way, if anyone has any comments or questions, we'll see those as they're coming in.
Right.
All right, so so then you, at that point, you're doing it, you're out in public doing it, and then you're like, hey, let's get a space.
Yeah.
So tell us about how did that happen?
Well, I've been in a couple different spaces. Sometimes I would share with other therapists. We would get together and kind of share the cost of that. But I've been around, Portage County, Summit County area for the past 15 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then when you finally decided, let's pull the trigger and get my own, what year was that?
That's a good question. My very first office on my own would have been in the Valley, and that would have been back in 2010.
Okay.
I want to say.
Okay.
Somewhere in that range.
And then talk us through the progression. We want the story of Dorothy.
Life happens, kids happen, and through it all, my family's been super supportive and helped me to just keep, maintaining and running my business. And this place popped up, and at the time I was looking for another place, and I, checked it out, and I thought this could really work.
Okay.
This could be a place where people could feel relaxed. And plenty of space. I can do multiple different modalities here, and so yeah.
Okay, and then this opened when?
2017.
Okay, so 2017.
Summer.
So you've been here a couple of years now. All right, so let's talk about me.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's talk about you.
So I consider myself standard middle-aged former athlete guy.
Yeah.
So I check a lot of boxes. All right. So I started playing soccer. I had pneumonia twice as a kid. So to combat that, my doctors wanted me to do two things. They wanted me to play a sport of some kind, and they wanted me to play an instrument. Okay. So I ended up playing the saxophone, which from a woodwind standpoint is perfect to expand lungs capacity and all that stuff. So I played the saxophone through grade school. And then on top of that, I started playing soccer around the time I was 6 years old. Wow. And 6, 7 years old, right in that age range. And I played high school soccer, went to Hoban, played Ashland University, team captain. All right, that's where I met the wife. All right. But I played hard competitive soccer. Yeah. And then it wasn't right around the time, that's when the MLS was kind of being conceived. And you had indoor that was kind of on the way out. So it was one of those deals where pro soccer just wasn't an option. I wasn't quite good enough for that level, right? So what do guys do? They go and they play in men's leagues, right? So I played competitively in men's leagues until I was 42 years old.
Wow.
And that included playing outdoor and indoor, which indoor, as you know, is much harder on the body and the legs and the knees. Okay, so I played soccer from 6 to 42. And now just to run around, I still play old man church league softball, right? Okay. So point being, that's my athletic history. But then on top of that, we're approaching our 1,000th wedding this weekend, yay, with his and hers. But so there's been 1,000 times that we know of where I have loaded and unloaded a vehicle twice and then set that all up and torn it down. So basically that would be 4 touches. So when I think of a DJ gig, I'm talking 4 touches per piece of equipment, okay? And on top of that, then you're looking at the other 1,000 or 1,500 events that I've done that weren't weddings, okay? Mm-hmm. So, you're talking 8 to 10 to 15,000 touches on those pieces of equipment. Amps weigh about 75 pounds. Speakers are 65 to 80, depending on which ones they are. And then the main box is 40, 50 pounds. So everything weighs something. And when I'm loading and unloading, I'm not good about being careful about the movement. Okay. So typically I'll be rotating or turning or up and down. Right. So it's like, you go to put that speaker up and you lift with your legs. Right. But then you turn, and as you're turning, you're back. Yes. And so I'm your typical standard DJ beat up body. Right. So between DJ beat up body and soccer beat up body, that's where I'm at right now. Okay. Yeah. So I consistently have, I don't want to use the word chronic pain, but for lack of a better term, that's what I would call it. Well, yeah. And you mentioned it. It's my legs, my back, my knees, my joints, specifically the lower back, right? Right. And then on top of that, I don't do marijuana. I don't do opiates, but my self-medications would be alcohol and Advil, right? So not necessarily a totally healthy lifestyle, but it's one of those deals where get that pain and go away.
Right. In the moment. You're coping with it the best that you can. But those are not long-term solutions.
Right. So point being, I've had one massage in my life. It was right around the time, I think it was near the time of our wedding, and my wife got it for me. And it was some big lady that I didn't know. And it was just like
awkward.
It was awkward. Yeah. I didn't know her, and it's like I would assume there's some sort of a trust factor involved when it comes to picking a therapist and stuff.
Right.
So that's where I'm at. All right. So now what do we do?
You've come to the right place.
I'm going to try and keep these on.
Okay.
So I can monitor the sound.
Okay.
I can't right now. The internet's not working here, which is okay.
Okay.
So I can't monitor. If there's questions and comments coming in, folks, we will address them after the show. I suppose I should look and see. Why don't you go peek and make sure we're still live real quick before we get going.
Before we get started here.
All right.
We are still live. 11 folks are watching.
11 folks are watching. Are there any comments?
We are located in Cuyahoga Falls.
Cuyahoga Falls on
Portage Trail Extension.
Portage Trail Extension. All right. So are there comments coming in then? You saw one? Okay.
Yep.
So folks, again, feel free to comment and laugh along. Okay. But we will check all those comments later because the internet access isn't working in terms of us being able to monitor the show. All right. So here we go. What do I do now?
Okay, so we'll start, like I said before, we'll start face up.
Okay.
I'll get out of the way.
Put my head on this thing?
No, that's going to be for your knees.
That's for my knees.
Yes, your head's going to go down that way, if that's okay. That
down
works
this
with
way?
Our cords and everything that we have.
No, that's fine. I'll just move this along. We'll just take this over here.
Transport. Well, I could have moved it.
No, it's okay.
We could have
switched. All right, just like this, and put my head in this little thing.
Yeah, you can just like rest your head on that. That'll be for your face later, but that's
That'll be for my face later.
This will go under your knees, right here.
Under my knees, okay.
Yeah. And so in general, what would you say your pain levels are today?
My pain levels on a scale of 1 to 10 on a normal basis, I'm at about a 4 maybe right now.
And then today's a good day?
Yeah.
So
today, well, I cheated. I took 2 Advil about 9 a.m.
Okay. Well, that's not bad. 2 is not bad.
Yeah.
So, but like on the regular, if you were like experiencing
6.
a flare, like a 6, okay. That's pretty significant.
And then so my recovery days, it's a 9. So like, for example,
like after you've done a big event?
This was a perfect weekend for me to be following up after.
Okay.
So Friday night, I had a 90s event and it was outdoor, so I got completely dehydrated.
Oh, great.
Then follow that up on Saturday. I had a wedding and wife was sick, so I had to do it on my own. So again, completely dehydrated. Right. And then Sunday, tailgated and filmed weddings at the Browns game, and I was on my feet all day.
All right.
So by Monday morning, I was at a 12 in terms of pain, and I didn't move.
You just stayed.
Monday was sit at the computer and hope that my legs don't fall off day. Okay.
And so when that's happening, would you say the pain's mostly in your low back region? Does it shoot down your legs?
See, right now I'm having shooting pain in my lower back
right leg.
And on my right and left leg. Yeah.
Okay.
Right around this back area right here.
The back. Okay, great. Okay. So those are things you might, just for legal purposes here, you probably want to have that looked at, by a chiropractor at some point. So this is just something we do to just kind of get started. Get the low back kind of warmed up a little bit.
Okay.
Get it stretching out. Does it feel like it's doing something in your low back?
It is.
Bad?
No.
Good? Kind of painful?
It's not painful. It's like, just feels like it's like pulling a rubber band.
Yeah, I feel it's kind of like your muscles are kind of, they don't want to go.
Well, again, one of my problems is I can't relax. That's my biggest issue. Right. So in other words, my natural tendency is going to be to fight you.
Okay.
Like to.
So your concentration right now needs to be on not doing that.
Okay. Okay.
Some deep breaths are good. You go ahead and put your hands out to the sides, and that'll get your mind in a space of being like, kind of more relaxed. Or whatever.
Okay.
Is it starting to loosen up a little bit?
Yeah.
Good. So this is what we do. I mean, we're just going to warm things up a little bit, get things moving. A lot of times it's going to be for a guy. especially a guy who's played sports, is going to be your hamstrings.
Right.
Right.
And I'm one of those where, I'm old guy that stretches.
Okay.
So everybody laughs at me, but
people shouldn't laugh at you for stretching. That's what you got to do.
But I went, that the soccer culture teaches you to stretch before and after every game.
Like as a warm up and cool down kind of a situation.
So I've been doing that for, 40 some, however many years. Yeah. And it's one of those deals where, so I'm used to stretching, but the one thing I am bad at is stretching before and after I DJ. I just don't. I don't know.
Think about it.
I don't
Plus,
think
you're too
about
busy too. Yeah, you're actually working in the moment.
I don't do it.
What's this feeling like right now? Everything okay?
Yeah. And these are all normal stretches that I do, like before softball now.
Right, but you do them yourself. And
Correct.
In other words, you don't have someone help you do them.
Correct.
So I'm going to push it a little further than you would push it yourself.
Okay.
You're never going to, try to, push it. You're going to feel pain and stop. Usually, that's what most people do.
Okay.
So yeah. And all this is going to be real gentle. Seems very boring, but this is what I do. It gets everything softened up and, ready to work on the low back muscles when I have you flipped over on the other side.
Okay.
Makes my job easier. Makes the massage less, painful if you have something going on in there.
Now, do you also teach people things that they could do at home?
I totally do. Yeah, part of what we talk about when you come in is any kind of health concerns you have going on, any kind of maybe nutritional things you might have going on. I don't tell people to take certain things or necessarily prescribe exercises, but I might mention that there could be some helpful things. Now, do you notice this like being a little bit tighter than the other one?
No.
More painful?
No, this one's less.
Now, which one of your knees? Is it both of them, or is this one more?
When I get out of bed in the morning, I sound like Rice Krispies.
It goes with the territory, right? You're more than 30 years old. You're going to have things, that are going on, right?
Yep.
That need work.
Yep.
That's good. All right, I'm going to take this thing out.
Okay.
For a second here. And we're going to do a little bit for your pelvis down here.
Okay.
This is just going to be a swing. All you need to do is relax. You don't need to do anything. Just relax. Let
Okay.
it go. You're holding. There we go. We're just going to swing it.
This is funny because
everything in the hips.
Well, here's the funny part. My wife always makes fun of me that when we dance, that I can't use my hips.
Your hips don't move.
Yeah.
Well, and a lot of that is it's your low back. I mean, and it makes sense. It's just what happens when our low back gets out of whack.
Okay.
Okay, this will be the part where you're gonna flip over.
Okay.
So whatever you have to do with your
all right
cords and all that. And you can use this to rest your face on.
Oh, it looks like that's working.
And on my right, left. Right.
There we go. All right, now we can monitor. All right, folks, we can see your comments now. Where are you located, tuned in? Let's see. No worries, everyone. I'm monitoring. Can answer a few questions. It looks like a dungeon. Jennifer, this is not a dungeon. It's a
dungeon of pain.
It's a cave, is what it is. It's designed to be a cave.
Yeah.
All right. What do I do with my head?
So you get probably off to the side if you want to be able to talk and breathe a little better.
Like how?
If you go face down, you're probably going to have trouble talking. But
I can still talk.
Is that okay?
No, that's fine.
Okay. Can't really breathe too good. So we're just going to work all the muscles along the side of the spine here. Just get everything, loosened up.
Okay.
How's that feeling? You feel anything going on in there?
I mean, it feels like I just had a little crack right there,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, things might adjust a little. I'm not adjusting you, but sometimes when you loosen up the muscles, it's just something that happens naturally.
Right.
Which is great, because sometimes if something's out of place, your muscles will always be spasming to try to get it back in place, which just causes you more pain.
I have that happen all the time.
Yep.
And then me and the wife, We do that thing where you like pick each other up and crack each other's back.
Do a little chiropractic work.
Self-adjusting on our own.
I mean, we do what we can, right?
Yep. Now see, that feels different because it's got. We've never done that before.
Yeah, this is gonna.
It's where you're holding the one side in place and like pushing on the other.
Yeah, it's gonna. If there's any torque or anything that's going on because one side is way tighter than the other side, it's just gonna, kind of get that easing up a little bit.
Okay.
Are you all right?
No, I'm fine.
You're still breathing?
Yeah.
Good. And I'm just feeling to see, what's going on in here. And this is, I do different types of massage therapy. I can do stretch sessions like this. I can do, full body massage on the table. And I usually just work all your major muscle groups. And then if there's anything where there's an issue, I would spend a little bit more time on those things. I always do stretching. Sometimes people like that. Sometimes people don't. But it's just so effective to help with getting, your joints moving and getting your muscles to reset. Sometimes they'll be spasming and all they really need is to just be stretched out a little bit.
All right, so how do I do that when I'm on the road? Like, for a perfect example, usually, but that felt good, by the way.
Yep.
Usually I'll get the, those spasms will happen about 10 or 11 o'clock at night after I've been at it for either that whole day or the two, like this past Saturday.
So what it sounds like to me is, like you're saying, when you're working, you're probably sweating a lot. You're probably not replacing your fluids. And so part of what's happening is you need to do those things. You need to replace your fluids, make sure you're taking a multivitamin or whatever you, normally would take. And Epsom salts bath after a long day like that would probably really help your muscles a lot.
Okay.
It's just basically magnesium, which acts like a muscle relaxer, but doesn't have any of the yucky side effects. So that could be a great way, a gentle stretch. And sleep is vital. I mean, if you're not getting sleep at night, that's going to make all the difference.
What is sleep? I've never heard of sleep.
And that's when your body does all the repairing and everything, which we know that, but we get on our phones and all that, and we don't.
4 kids, a DJ business, and a media network. What's sleep?
Right? Sleep doesn't happen like it should, does it? It's true.
Any other comments here? We got Crystal. Is this okay for someone that has degenerative disc disease?
Absolutely. There's nothing that I'm going to do that's going to hurt you unless you have an actual ruptured disc. Where your spinal cord is involved. That's going to be that's obviously going to be, you're not going to be out looking for a massage at that point anyways. You're going to be at the hospital or the doctor's office. But yeah, for sure. What happens is when our disc gets a little tweaked like that, or it starts to degenerate, the muscles around it start to just cramp up to protect it, which is just our body's way of protecting, something that's injured or something that's, having a problem. The problem with that is it clamps down on your nerves and it just makes it a pain cycle, where it's just pain and spasm and it just never stops. And massage therapy is one of those things that's really great to just kind of break that cycle and just get the muscles to ease off. So, yes.
This will sound, I don't know what, but what you're doing feels really, really good right now.
Yeah.
From a pain release standpoint. Okay.
Right.
So I never thought about this, but there's a significant amount of pain that I experience that's between the lower back and what would be my booty. I guess that's my glutes and hips and all that, right?
Yep.
So wherever you're at right now,
yeah,
that seems to be a trigger part.
Anytime, your low back starts hurting and these muscles start to jazz up in here, your glutes and everything else are just going to start doing the same. They're just going to start to protect everything. They're going to tighten up and it's just going to make more pain, So yeah, we'll do a little bit of this.
Okay. Well,
Let me know if this is too much, all right?
We just went chicken wing on
there.
This
is what
right
I like
here.
to call the Randy.
The Randy.
Something I learned from the master, Randy Cummins.
Okay.
Chicago, Illinois. Black Swan Massage Therapy.
Okay.
When I was there visiting. It's just a way to open up your hip in the front. You feel it in the front mostly or the back?
I feel mostly the front.
Yeah, so it's going to stretch out. When we think about our low back, we think it's all in the back, but a lot of it has to do with what's going on in the front too, because those muscles are going to counteract what's going on in the back. And when they get all, tight, it just becomes a muscle fight between the front and the back, and misery ensues.
Yep. Well, and then on top of that, I'm sitting in a chair during the day a lot.
Yep.
With the social media consulting gig, I'm in my cave, and it's like, how often should I stand up and walk around? You know what I mean? Because you get in that cycle where you're just sitting in a chair for hours.
Right. I mean, I would say probably every 20 minutes, half hour.
Okay.
Just a little something. Even taking a break, when you have your lunch, taking a yoga break, doing a little bit of stretching, just to get the muscles, get the blood flow back in there is going to help.
I see a lot of people have started to convert to those electronic desks.
Yeah, the ones that lift so that
lift.
you can actually stand. Yep. I'll just do a little on the knee here while I'm down here.
Just so you know where you just were.
I know.
Right there is the number one pain point.
It.
You could.
Oof. Yeah, there it goes.
Yeah, you could tell that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I've done this for a lot of years, so I do have a lot of. Everybody's different, but everybody's the same. You know what I'm saying? In a way of like, somebody
Nelly
has trouble.
right there.
And you have trouble with your knee, so obviously this is all going to be more tender, on you than it would be on somebody who doesn't have knee trouble. But the spots are all very similar on everybody. So, and sometimes that's just if you have a trigger point going on. Sorry.
No, it's okay. It's just it hurts, but it feels good. But it hurts, but it feels good.
But, I like to ease into it. And obviously you've not had massage therapy, so I'm not going to go crazy on you. And make you feel sore, or anything crazy like that. I'm going to work within people's comfort zones, always, to get, the best results. Because you don't want to feel like you got beat up, and then, you're in the back of your mind subconsciously, you're like, I'm never going back to that place again.
Well, no, and I'm again, the brain is a funny thing because obviously the brain is often connected to everything else that's going on.
For sure.
And part of the thing, well, it's different right now because we're doing a show, right? So I'm trying to ask you questions and talk it through. Ordinarily, I would just shut the heck up and just not say a word and let the music take over, right? So
that's usually what happens, especially for guys. And some guys are talkative and some guys are not. Just depends on the person. And some ladies the same.
Okay.
A lot of times it's just good to, just experience, and it teaches you, massage shows you a lot about your own body. Like you didn't know this was here, right?
No.
Until I started working on it. You knew your knee was bothering you.
Right.
But then you can know, okay, I need to stretch, my hamstrings are a mess or whatever it is. Then you can, look, find, what do I do for this muscle? What do I do for this group of muscles? And, work things out when you're doing your own, exercise time.
Right.
It's good information.
All right. And then one thing you and I had discussed off the air, I don't know how much you want to dive into it, but the appropriateness of massage, and we could. This is the giggle portion of the show. All right, so in terms of people being comfortable and the stigma around massage, and I'll use that word, parlors. Okay,
right.
So you had said that over the years there have been clients where have gotten confused as to.
Sure. Yeah. I think there's a lot of misunderstandings, and I think this is the best way to know. What's going on with this massage therapy thing? Well, this is what's going on. It's a lot of we're working on your muscles and helping you with your areas of pain. There's other kinds of massage. I think we all know that, but that's not the only kind of massage there is. There's legitimate therapy where we're actually working your muscles. Working on specific issues, we're licensed by the medical board, and so sometimes there can be confusion, but it's good to know. I think this is a great way to know, what really goes on. What is this like?
And then we're switching legs here.
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna go here.
Okay. Oh, that legs. This. I'm just telling you. This leg will be twice
This
as
is the
tender.
one, right?
All right.
Okay.
Yeah. And that makes sense, right? I mean,
Yeah, one
that's
side's always different.
that's my kicking leg.
And this is your kicking leg.
Yeah.
From the other.
Just and stupidly, without stretching, I went and kicked a 35-yard field goal in Brown's tailgating off concrete
Really?
in tennis shoes. Okay.
35-yard field goal.
Yeah,
With
but
no warm up.
yeah, exactly. All right.
No stretching first.
Let's say
That's great.
Spa Finder gift cards. Do you take Spa Finder gift cards?
I am not a part of the Spa Finder gift cards. I am not. I'm sorry about that. Yeah.
Okay.
But, I think you'll find if you really want, therapeutic massage, what you're seeing is what you'd be getting. So you can know that. Whereas if you can go to any place, get, relaxation massage. Not exactly what I would call it, what I do.
Keep going. I'm just,
really,
there's going to be noises. I'm just letting you know now.
But what I do is not obviously really, I don't do like facials and those kinds of things are great, and I don't knock those things, but that's not what I do.
Okay.
But yeah.
Beth said that she likes it when there's heat. Do you use any kind of heat or cold, anything?
That's a good question. I don't. I used to do some hot stone massage, but it just got to be a little cumbersome, with
You're okay.
It's great. I do use BioFreeze after.
Okay.
If anything's sore, anything needs calmed down.
There's that spot
Sorry,
again.
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. I
I'm
mean,
trying to talk, and usually I don't talk a lot when I do massage unless
Right.
the other person's talking.
but that's the whole point. We're talking this one out.
But yeah. I don't currently do a heat application, but I'm not.
God, you're doing that with one finger.
barely touching. That's
That's
tells you
amazing.
Right there. Like you don't even realize how bad off something is until you get in there and you start working on it. But the point would be to be a little more even than having one side be excruciatingly painful compared to the other side.
And that's from my history, it makes sense that my right leg is worse off. All right, so cost structure. Give everybody an idea where you're at.
Cost structure. I try to keep massage therapy reasonably cost effective for most people because I feel like it's a need. I don't overcharge for massage therapy, so I do $60 for a 1 hour session, $90 for an hour and a half, and I do have for some of my elderly clients who have a fixed income, I do work with them in other ways.
What's this thing called again? The hairy. What are we doing here? The leg.
The full Randy.
Randy. Here we
This
go.
is the Randy.
Here we go, Randy.
You just wait. When you stand up and you start walking around, you're going to notice an immediate difference.
Okay.
And it's mostly because of the Randy.
I can already tell my back is already relaxed.
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Good times.
Yep.
Sorry for you.
No, it's
This is
okay.
a really bad one in the front.
It's okay.
In the back.
It's okay. Like right there, I can feel the blood pain, I guess you'd call it, right? Because it's all moving there.
Right. And I mean, there's different kinds of pain. People ask, like, is this going to hurt? It's like, well, I'm not going to lie to you. There's going to be feelings that you're going to have. But, there's different types of pain, right? There's therapeutic pain. There's injury pain. There's baby having pain.
Yeah.
There's so many different kinds of pain, and this is not, it might be painful in a moment, but it's not going to be, I'm not going to, put anybody purposely through pain. It's just part of how you're going to get everything to loosen back up again.
Right. All right. So we had talked before, again, off the air. Do you get into any of the oils or any of that culture at all?
My massage lotion that I use has got lavender and arnica oil in it. Arnica is supposed to be good for inflammation. And I do, as you noted when you came in, I put some lavender oil in the air just to kind of relax you and get you calmed down. And so I do use a little bit, but I don't want anyone who might be sensitive to that kind of thing, to get, any kind of flare up of any allergies or anything. So I'm careful with my oils. I don't do a ton of it.
Okay. Yeah, and the place does smell good, folks. It's one of the first things you notice when you walk in. It's a very warm, like I said, it's a very warm, inviting environment. Ay, ay, ay.
Better now that I quit branding you.
Well, see now, right now you just touch it and it doesn't hurt.
Better already, right?
That's silly. That's ridiculous. How did that
This is
happen?
gonna hurt just a little bit, but it's not gonna be a major deal.
That's amazing. Yeah, it hurts.
Yeah, it's got layers, and usually I try, you got to work through the layers. As my massage instructor said in school, don't go for the kill.
Don't go for the kill.
So even if you notice something that's wrong, you feel something that's wrong, you don't want to go nuts on somebody, because at the end of the day, you want to feel better. That's what I love about my job. People come in and they leave feeling better than they did when they came in, which I think is just amazing, and that's why I do what I do.
Like right now, I don't feel anything. So earlier when you did that, I mean, I can already tell there's a difference, right?
Yeah, and all of your body makes natural painkillers, epinephrine and all that stuff. Your serotonin and all that is gonna, come rushing to the scene. Part of the exciting the pain a little bit is to excite your body's natural pain relief things that your body does. And so, once the blood flow gets going in there, you're gonna feel better almost right away. So, can't say that about too many things.
I'm just focusing on the difference. All right, folks, a bunch of you are tuned in right now. There has been I can't really I don't know how to quantify it, but there's been a remarkable difference in the way that the pain points are reacting now compared to when we started. Like when she first started on this right leg, right in that behind the hamstring area, she just touched it and I went through the roof. And now it's already loosened up to a point where it doesn't hurt anymore.
Now I'm onto the calf, which
now
is
you can
very tight.
You can feel that. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Us Fosters, we've all got big calves, like all of them. Like you see my brothers and my dad, and we all have this specific body type.
Yeah.
It's really comical. We all look like it's like reverse Popeye. So instead of having big forearms, we got these massive calves.
It's great. It's good for soccer, right?
It is. Soccer, basketball, and gymnastics, that's what they've all been a part of. I think I need this in my busy life. That's from Tanya.
Absolutely, Tanya.
They're located right here in Cuyahoga Falls, and like she said, they're very affordable. Which you can go to. That's got some notice.
Connected there,
That's got some notice right there. Hold on, Tanya. Hold that thought.
So what happens with our calf muscles? Here's a little education. They actually come down and they meet here down on our Achilles tendon, and then they branch back up and go to each one of our toes at the bottom. So anytime your calf is tight, everything on the bottom of your foot. Well,
and my wife, Kate, will attest that under no circumstances do I let anybody touch my feet.
Oh, is that right?
So this is.
I'm honored.
I'm
sorry. I didn't know that was a thing.
We're breaking ground right now.
I asked about the feet.
No, that's fine. We're breaking.
People are funny about feet. I don't have to work on any part that you don't want to work on.
Well, and you'll see on my left foot, I've got that stupid corn bunion thing in the middle, right on the pressure point.
Yeah.
I've had it for about 10 years.
Yeah.
I've tried desperately to freeze. I've frozen it several times. I've done all those things. I've gone to Dr. K. Well, I'll leave his name out of this, but he cut it out.
Oh my God.
And it just.
it actually doesn't look that bad. Maybe it's just a scar.
It keeps coming back over and over and over again.
It doesn't look like it's active.
I cut it out like once a month with like toenail clippers, and it drives me freaking insane.
Yeah, because every step you take.
It'll never go away. I can't get it to go away. But this foot feels much better than the right one, just so you know.
Okay.
But yeah, Tanya, as we were saying, she's located right here in Cuyahoga Falls, very affordable. We were talking beforehand. She most likely is going to come on board with Free Throw to Go as a sponsor. So we'll be pumping her information out there over the next few months. Get a placard set up in the front. maybe even as quickly as tonight for our show tonight. I got another show tonight, everybody. I'm at La Daisy Boutique.
Ooh.
La Daisy. Have you heard of that place?
Excited. No, I've never heard of it. It looks.
I guess it's like a women's consignment stuff, and they sell like high-end clothes and accessories, and a lot of people shop there, and I've never heard of it. So it's over toward the Bath area. But yeah, folks, you gotta check this place out, man. All right, there's Tanya. Tanya said, good to know. We're trying to monitor the comments as best we can. We don't have internet in this facility, so that was it right there. Oh my God!
I'm literally, you can see, I'm not hardly doing anything.
You're just poking it with a thumb. You're poking me with a thumb.
I'm not even.
It's just a spot.
I'm not even doing my elbow yet.
Oh man, it's my right leg. It's my right leg.
There's a few things in here. Well,
Man.
I mean, they're really they're substantial, but they're not.
And you're just poking it. You're
like
not
the
even doing
worst,
anything.
Thing I've ever seen. I've seen some things.
Part of my issue. Okay, so when I'm DJing, what's she saying? Oh, she's laughing. Tanya's laughing over there. Part of my issue is my biggest strengths are my biggest physical weaknesses. Okay.
Okay.
So one of the things that people love about me as a DJ is I don't stop moving.
You're always dancing.
Always 6 hours, 4 hours. So
Right.
a typical dance floor is anywhere between 2 to 3 to 4 hours, right?
Yeah.
I don't stop moving. Like to the music, I'm bouncing. I'm always bouncing. So we bought one of those shock absorbent mats.
Okay.
So we
That's a good thing.
put that underneath me, and then I need to get new shoes because I've got some shock absorbent shoes, but I think they've run out.
Okay.
In terms of their absorption.
Yeah, shoes are vital.
So point being, I'm always moving. That's one of my biggest strengths. Well, the problem is, guess where that's tightening up? And especially if I'm not stretching, it's tightening up.
Everything starts in the feet, and a lot of people don't like their feet worked on, but you got to remember, if you're walking funky on your feet, it's going to affect everything, on up.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. If I remember correctly, there's a businessman I met years ago, and he said there's two things you should spend money on. Mm-hmm. Mattresses and shoes. Because you're on
I would even say massage.
And massage.
Shoes.
They're massage. Add massage to it. Of course, shameless plug, but the point is.
That was really bad.
No, that was good. That was good. No, that's what you're supposed to do. The reason being is you're on your feet all day.
That's true.
And you're on your back all night.
Yeah.
Right? So, wow. Ooh. And now it's released. That's crazy. I don't know how that works. Ken just tuned in. I'm sure Ken's going to start lobbing jokes now at this point. But
No.
Ken, we were just talking about my soccer career and my illustrious softball career,
Ooh.
which we can't. What's up?
The knees.
Yeah.
Knees are saying things right now.
Are they really?
Mm-hmm.
And it's one of those. I'm always amazed at how fast I used to be, and now how slow I am.
That's what happens, right? But you can get a little bit of that back. I mean, think about
It's all calf driven.
and your legs are not all jazzed up in your low back. You'll be able to move better.
Well, typically, and again, perfect example, softball, right? So softball's over the summer, and if you want to take my shirt up a little bit, you can. That's fine.
That's fine. Me too.
If softball's over the summer, and typically that's DJ season, right? So I'm doing this weekend warrior gig, and then softball's on Tuesday. So by Tuesday, as we just discovered,
Right.
we talked about, my recovery day is Monday.
Uh-huh.
So by Tuesday, I'm supposed to be fully functional again, which is usually not the case.
Right.
And then I'm running around something, and I tweak something, and then everybody starts laughing and making fun of me and calling me old.
Yeah.
When in actuality, it's just a cycle I'm caught up in.
It's honestly, it's most people. It is honestly most people, in massage, if you get regular massage, the nice thing about massage is that it does, the effects are compounding. So if you get a massage, I have some clients that are bi-weekly, I have some weekly clients. I have some, once a month, a lot of once a month clients. It continually, it's not just you feel better for a couple days and that's it. if you get regular massage, it does compound the benefits. So.
And I would have not known because I'm just focusing on the feeling because I don't know what you're doing. I wouldn't have known you were using your elbow unless I saw the screen.
It's not like I'm killing you, right?
No.
I'm using my forearm actually, not my actual elbow, but
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, where did people go to sign up with you?
So people can either message me through Facebook Messenger, since all these people are on Facebook, you can do that. You can call my cell phone number, which I believe is associated. If not, it's 330-221-0886. And you can give me a call. You can shoot me a text, and we'll go from there.
Well, I noticed on your Facebook page, you have the reservation block.
I do now have it so that you can
too.
reserve a time. Yes. Yep.
What do you recommend to people in terms of their schedule? Like, for example, we know I DJ on Fridays and Saturdays.
Right.
What would be the ideal day then to try and get a massage?
For you, it could be 10 o'clock in the morning on a weekday. That could work if that works for you.
I'm saying from the point of when you know the main source and cause of the injuries is occurring. You know, like should it be right away or later on in the week?
Well, no, like if you legit have an injury.
And I'm not saying injury, but I'm saying
like a chronic.
The repeat trauma. I'll use that.
Yeah.
The lifting and all that stuff.
Right. Yeah, I mean, and what I usually recommend for people is if there's something they really want to work on, if it's a low back or something like that, if you want to start out going, coming in, maybe once every 2 weeks, and then, stretch it out to once every 3, and then once a month, once you start to get a handle on the pain. I've found that works out really well for people. It just depends on your situation. Work with people with, joint replacements. It just depends on where you're at in life, what you need. And, I certainly don't sell, people have to come in, every, 2 times a week or something like that until, they, whatever. It's up to you, and I'll make a recommendation, and you can do with that what you want.
Okay. All right. Well, it seems like we're just about done, aren't we?
Yeah.
Okay.
How's everything? You survived.
I survived,
right?
And everything feels better. I can't lie. It feels better. Oh, Angel just tuned in, so we're going to be at Angel's place later. That's the Daisy Boutique.
Sweet.
All right, so I'm going to sit up here.
Try to move.
Wow.
You'll need to drink extra water today.
Okay.
Just so if there's any muscle soreness that, has come out because of working on things.
Because typically this is what we just did is we just lactic acided and
we
moved
made
it
that
all over the place.
Yeah, we brought it up to the surface. And if you don't, keep drinking, flushing it out, can make it feel sore.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for having us. Thank you
so much for visiting me here at my place.
And now we'll make you part of the 3-Throw to Go network.
Awesome.
And we're gonna try and get you some business here.
That'd be great. Awesome. I'd love to see anybody.
Folks, I'm catching my breath. Thank you so much for tuning in. Again, this was a scheduled drop-in, but we're going to continue to do these drop-ins. People seem to like these. Tonight we have a scheduled program. That'll be at La Daisy Boutique. And then on Friday night, I've got a special one. We're coming to you live from the Hudson Haunted House. Once again, it is their opening for the season. And I've got two daughters that are going to be made into monsters. And then we'll have the opportunity to act at the haunted house on opening night. So
fun.
Both daughters, we're going to go through that whole process of what it is to make a monster. So make sure you tune in live on Friday night, probably Friday before football game starts. So I'm thinking 4 or 5 o'clock roughly. And then on Saturday morning, I've applied to get my media credentials to go and attend the start of the Akron Marathon. So I'm waiting on that application, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to be approved. So I'm going to bring you live from the starting line of the Akron Marathon on Saturday morning. And then Saturday evening, I'll be doing my 1,000th wedding. And I'm excited to do that and excited for where my career is taking me with that. But That's pretty much it from here. Don't know where I'm going, but there ain't no sense of being late. Take care, folks, everybody, and have a good night. And everybody join me out there. Say good night, Shirley.
Good night, Shirley.